Be a good boy and go to sleep. Oh, my! Why aren't you asleep?
I don't want to go to sleep.
Now you must go to sleep. You go back to bed.
I want to hear a story.
All right. Come here, sit on my lap and I'll tell you a story. Once there was a little lad just like you. He was naughty, he was bad, just like you. He disobeyed and misbehaved the whole day through. He was unkind and wouldn't mind, just like you. That was a naughty thing to do.
Ha, ha, ha.
How would you like it done to you?
Ha, ha, ha.
You'll find a lot of happiness if you'll be good.
Ha, ha, ha.
Boys and girls who don't obey,
Ha, ha, ha.
surely live to rue the day.
Ha, ha, ha. I don't believe a word you say, no matter who you are. I'm always going to have my way. Ha, ha, ha.
correct every one. That's the story of the little lad just like you. Who was naughty, who was bad, just like you.
I don't believe a word you said. It's not true. But I'll be good and go to bed just for you.
That's a good little boy. Now run along.
And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a redfish, blue fish. And a redfish, blue fish. Twitch sounds great. Excellent. Let's make sure YouTube sounds good. Twitch sounds great. Excellent. Let's make sure YouTube sounds good. YouTube is sounding good. All right, we're good to go. We got Disabled American Veteran and Art both watching at the same time. What are you doing today? We're still working on the server outfit, so I'm going to do a pen and a menu pad. I think that's it. Let's say paper made pen dimensions. We'll do that. Generally range from 3 to 5 inches. Okay. Maybe something like that. Uline is selling. Since when did car batteries reach? Car batteries 200. Dang. Well, that's about what I paid for the truck battery. The Escalade. Yeah, that sounds about right for a truck. My buddy picks up batteries like for 140 at Sam's Club. So he picked his up over there and it was 140. But yeah, when I picked up my battery at like Auto and Advanced Auto or something, it was about a little more than 200. It just gave up the ghost. That's no fair. Hopefully the battery replacement was all it needed. All right, you know what? I think we're going to make a pen kind of like that. Sort of like this. Actually, let's take a look. Let's take a look at other pens and see. Let's take a look at gel pens. Maybe something like the Uline. Yeah, I think something like this. And we'll make that about 5.5 inches. I think we'll straighten that out. I'm going to use this as a guide. Let's copy this image. Can I just paste you over here? No, can I drag and drop you? That would be too easy. Let's see if we can pirate this. Control Shift E image. Let's find this image. Oh, it's broken up. How big are you? You are small. All right, we're not going to steal the image from there. Let's take a look at gel pens. And we'll go image and we'll just find a picture of what I would like to maybe make. Pack of 12 for $22. I would like to find one where I can see the side view. Does that give me... There we go, that works. This is what I'm looking for. So we'll make a pen kind of like this. Can I just drag and drop you? Can I open image, a new tab? Now can I just drag and drop you over here onto the desktop ski? There we go. So were you able to get the S-Cloud battery fixed already? Was it just as easy as... Well, new cars, you're not supposed to just take the battery out and put the battery in because it resets everything. I learned that the hard way. So if you're about to get your car inspected and you take the battery out, you then have to drive a 50 or 70 miles. At least that's the way it works with the Cruise. Anyhow, let's launch Blender and start making stuff. Hey, look at that. We got Blender open in the side. How are you doing today, by the way, Art? And Charles isn't going to be here. I think you caught that. I don't know if there's anybody else here, but we'll do that. We'll do the cool Art shout out there. Let's do that. I'm going to make a cylinder that's going to be about 5.5 inches. We need to know what that is in centimeters. 5.5 inches to centimeters. So 140 millimeters or 1.34, 1.4. That's what we're going to do. Control A. Let's add a cylinder. And let's take that depth and make that 0.14. And then we'll just scale that down to pen size. Actually, scale Shift Z, I think, should do the trick. And scale and Shift Z. Hopefully we're still at 5.5 or 0.14, right? 0.14, looking good. Let's rotate that. RY 90, good enough. Let's get that reference image in here. That's the wrong thing. There we go. Image reference. I'm looking for something that says DCS 8063 or something on my desktop. DCS 8063, there we go. So we'll scale it down so that this line up with that. And then we just basically are going to shape this. That's about right. We'll send you kind of like that. Scale, but not X. Scale, but not X. Let's just select that. Scale, but not X. There we go. And we'll just do that right about there. So tab in, go into the X-ray. Let's just start adding some cuts. So I'm going to want a line about there, about there. I'm going to add a little grippy thing in here. Another part to the grippy thing there. Comes into here, goes to there, comes over here, goes back to a cylinder. Goes kind of straight to about there. It's going to flare out a little bit. Oops. It's going to flare out a little bit about there. And then I think I'm going to add some stuff in here. So let's bring that into here. Okay, so this, am I doing X-ray? I am doing X-ray. So we're going to just scale you up a little bit. I think I'm going to put a little bevel on that. Probably the easy way to get a little bit of curve on there. Although that could probably be a little smaller, like so. Let's pull a little clicky thing in here. Did I not? Why am I not getting an inset on there? My inset was acting funky. Probably going to do that. We'll put that in there. I'm just going to put a little bevel on that edge. Oh, I know what's going on. Shift A, let's apply all transforms. There we go. So let's Shift A and apply all transforms. And now when I do this bevel, that's better. That's what I was expecting it to look like. Okay, so I'm going to Shift D, bring you out here a little ways, look at you like that. I kind of want, you know what, let's move this just a little bit. Like so. Then get back into here. Scale that down. A little bit like that. Kind of pull you out. Scale you. Bevel that. Probably good. There's probably a... So I'm going to lose that. And I'm going to do an extrude here. And that's going to be our little clicker on the end. You know what? We'll put a bevel in here. Excellent. I'm going to put a little... You know what? Actually, let's put a little loop cut right there. And then just scale. And then just scale that a little bit, like so. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of starting to work on here. So that needs to come out to there. That, I'm going to kind of want you in here. I think I need to put a little bit of a, like so. Scale that up. Probably good. It's probably fine. Oh, I forgot to make that larger. And then I'm going to round that out a little bit. Probably good. So same thing in here. Pull you out a little bit, and then here. You know what I need? I do need a little. Actually, that's fine. That needs to scale down a bit. I'm going to scale you just a little bit that way. Bring you back into here. Roll you over here. Maybe I'll scale that down just a pinch. Likewise, give me a little bit of curve on that pen. All right, now we'll finish off this, and then we'll just add a little pen tip in here. And then we still want to add a little clip on this. And I'm probably going to call that good enough. My pen's not going to be see-through like this. You know what I think I'm going to do is like, because these are, is this a ball? They're like little balls on the end, right? So we're going to put a little, we'll start with a little sphere and we'll just make it larger and pull it out. And we'll act, that'll be, and we're going to make Morse. So one with the click, click, I don't know, something like that. Anyhow, take that, scale you down, probably good. You know what, I'm going to move you in a little bit, scale you around like so. Put a little bit of a bevel on there, I guess. Kind of good. We'll do the same thing here. Kind of rounds it out a little bit. All right, let's put a little hole in the end here. So is my inset working now? Inset's working now, yay! And I can just kind of do that, and then I can get rid of that. Let's try that again. Actually, let me duplicate that, then I'm going to get rid of it. Because I'm going to use this, and do I still have a point there? I still have a point there. I don't need you. I don't need you. You go away. I think I'm going to grid fill the back. How will we do that again? Face grid fill. Let's see if we can rotate that a little bit. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Oh, I needed to do the offset, don't I? So it started as a, is that just a matter of, there we go. That's fine. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm going to turn that into my tip. So, you know, let's just do this. That did not, did that work? That's better. Okay, so let's resize. That's actually pretty close. I'm going to make that just a little smaller, though. Just like so. And you know what? I think we don't need too much detail on there. I'm just going to hide that for a little bit. Do I not have a face in there? Looks like I don't. We can fix that. We have the tools. There we go. I'm just going to put you there. Best viewers. What are you? You're on Twitch. Well, I do have the best viewers, but you smell a little bit like a bot. So, unfortunately, dude. We just don't like that fresh bot smell. Sorry. Oh, sad. Poor bot. Just living its best bot life, I'm sure. Ah, I'm clipping too close. Let's fix that. Let's change that clipping start distance. Looks like I missed something in here. Let's try that again. I got something goofy going on in here. Oops, let's merge by distance, but I'm going to make that even smaller than I would normally. There we go. Now let's see if that fixed my goofy ass mesh. Oh, that's better. We like that. Let's put a little grid fill in that tip. Or maybe I'll just merge it. That at the center. There we go. That's probably going to be good enough. Although, you know what? I think I'm going to do a little bit of goofy stuff like this. Control Shift F, extrude along normals. And I'm just going to bring that in just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of weird detail on the very end. And that's probably good enough for the tip. And then and now let's add this, the little clippy part. I think I'm going to just pull some faces out of here and bring it around. So let's see what we got. Why do you look weird? Oh, because I have stuff hidden. Right, Alt H. That's better. So let's turn that off. So, Lund, how are you doing? I think what I'm going to do is extrude those and then pull them out for the clip. Maybe from here. And I'll just do an extrusion, and then we can just kind of pull that down. And what I'm going to try to do is pull this around. Let's flatten that out. Scale Z0 like that. Actually, I think I'm going to put my own type of clip on here. I have an idea. Okay, let's try this. That's just going to be I'm going to reshape that actually. I'm going to make that not quite as, let's make that a little bit smaller. And then extrude that. Bring that down. Did you not extrude? There we go. Flatten that out so we can put my clip on there. So I'm making a pen, and we're going to make a menu notepad today. And this will be part of the server outfit. So, so let me step out of here. I think I'm going to start with a cylinder and shape from that. And then I also want a little sphere. So let's try Shift A, mesh, cylinder. Let's say 16 on that. No, let's say 32. And actually, if I say 36 and then I rotate this by 5, and then rotate this by 5, RZ5. And if I look at it like this, you're a little off-centered. That's a little better for what I want to do right now. Tap back in. And actually, let's just scale this down. Where did the rest of my... Oh, I see what I'm doing. Yeah, you're too thin. We'll fix that. Kind of like that. I'm going to pull all of this back. So let's activate X-ray. Actually, I'm in object mode, I'm in edit mode, I'm in point mode. I have selected the points I want to move. So you're going to come all the way back here. I'm going to move you guys all the way over. All the way over here. Going to bring you down a little bit like that. Okay, so I have a couple of nasty N-gons here. Can I just grid fill that out? Is that going to work for me? If I just get rid of those. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of this one right here. And then grid fill that, I think. That looks a little goofy. I should maybe add a few cuts in here, I think, to get it to grid out a little bit better. So let's do that. Oh, I can't add cuts with this thing. Wah, wah. You know what? I'll just do that. Now see if I can... Actually, let's redo that. Yeah, we'll do 9. Okay. And then I'll put 9 on the other side. It's good. Now we should be able to get a nicer looking grid fill out of that, I hope. Okay, we can adjust the offset a little bit to make that smoother. Maybe the other way. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to make... Can I still select the face here? I don't know if I still got that face there. I think I got rid of it, didn't I? I guess that means I'm just going to grid fill that. Oh, no, I think I selected the face. Scale. We like that. Bevel. I like that. I'm going to get rid of this, and then we'll fill that out. We'll adjust that offset till it looks nicer. That's pretty close. Why are you bent more? Doesn't really make a big difference for what I'm doing here. Let's tab out. Let's come over here. Okay, so I don't need the reference anymore because my pen's looking kind of like that. I'm just going to put a little sphere right here, and we're going to call that a pen. And then it just needs a click morph to have the, I don't know, what do you call it when you, turn pen on? How do you, what is the actual term for turn pen on? I don't know, what is it? Uh, a always on mechanism troubleshooting. There's a term for clicking a pen. What it is clicking a pen called retractable retract. There it is. Extend, retract. And you call those what? The cartridge, the ink chamber, the tip, retract, tip, extend, tip, retract. There we go. So I'm going to make a tip, extend, morph. That's what we're going to do. Or point. We'll call it the ballpoint extend morph. Yeah. All right, we're almost done with this. I just have to add a little part right here. We're going to have to set up our UV mapping. And you know what? I'm going to set up the... I think I'll go ahead and put this on the same map with the... No, the menu pad will get its own map. Never mind. Not a great idea. I think we'll just go with this. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, let's do a Shift A. Do a UV sphere. Let's make you small. We're going to make that smaller still. But first we're going to delete parts of this. Because I don't need... I just need a little bit of it. I'm thinking that'll be good. So I'm just going to line that up in there. And we're just going to set you like right about there. And that's probably going to be good enough. There we go. So you're actually separate. I'm going to turn off the X-ray. And there's one more part right there. Let's mark a seam there. So those are good. Let's come over here and mark some seams. I think I'm going to put one big seam down the middle. We're also going to do, we'll break off this cap and put a seam on there. Actually, let's break off this. We're going to texture this in Substance, so that'll be fine. I want to put a seam there. There. Looking good. There, 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 and there. Okay, I've got some faces in here, I can already tell. These we're not going to need, so I might as well just delete them out. It makes things easier to UV map. I'm going to hide those. I'm going to put, you know what, we'll just put a seam right around here. Did I not? There we go. Did you not go all the way around? You didn't want to go there, did you? Why? I don't know. Mark seam. That'll be fine. Gonna hide those. You know what? This inside here, probably should put a seam right about there. So hide that. Put a seam there. Nope. Maybe we'll put a seam. Actually, let's do this first, right through there. Do I have a seam on the top? I don't. I'm just seeing things. All right, I'm gonna mark that seam. Mark that seam. Let's mark a seam up here. Mark a seam right there. Is this just, no. There we go. It's easier to select things when I'm hiding stuff, so that's the reason why I keep hiding everything. And I am going to set up some different material zones, but I don't think they need to be on really separate seams. That's probably good enough. Oh no, wait, there's a, I gotta mark the seams on that as well. Oh, I already marked the seams on you, didn't I? There we go. You know what? Let's just do that. Probably good enough. And you know what? While we're here, let's start giving materials. Tip. Actually, here we're going to say pen. So the first material becomes the default material for everything. So we'll do that, and then I'm going to say tip and assign it to what I have selected there. Tip. Or ballpoint. Let's call you ballpoint. Point. You're our point. And actually, we're going to say pen 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we were just looking at that breakup of a thrust device. I'm going to call you clicker. Cam is the key that moves the cartridge. The click. I'm going to call you the click, right? That's taking too long. I don't trust it. Follower, spring, ink cartridge, plunger. Yeah, we'll call it plunger. Plunger and point. I did call you point. I'm going to assign that to point. There we go. All right, now we'll just bring everything back. You are the plunger. And assign that. And then I'm just going to get lazy and we'll just call So here we'll start with pen 01. Go to here we go, pen 02, assign that there. Then I can hide that, click on this, say new, pen 03. Assign that to there. Hide that, move on to pen 04. This will be pen 05, and then clip. I think we'll do that. This is pen 04, right? Oh, and I got part of 05 in here. Never mind. We'll fix that. Control V, 4, assign. Hopefully that goes well. '05. Assign that. Okay, let's give things unique colors so I can make sure I'm kind of have an idea what I'm doing here. Okay, I think I did pen 02, pen 03, pen 04, pen 05. I'm not sure I'm going to use all of those material zones, but they're there. So it could happen. Shade smooth. Did that shade smooth? You did not look like you shade smooth. You still look a little janky, don't you? Auto shade smooth. Am I just, did I have like sharps everywhere? Is that what's going on? Clear sharp, tab. I get the feeling something odd's happening because it still looks faceted. Does it get better when I click over here? Not really. I thought auto shading. Why are you being weird to me today? Anyhow, let's get the, let's make a material for this. Clip. I think I'm going to pull the clip out. So anyhow, let's merge these together. There we go. Now it's auto shading smooth. Yeah, I think I want to pull the clip out just a little bit further, maybe. Control L that. Nope. Let's try Control L that. Actually, let's lean into that and just pull it out a little bit more. I'm going to have that just touch that. And then we're just going to adjust this. Pull that down just a little bit. Oh yeah, we took those faces out because we don't need them faces. So we'll just do that. There we go. Okay, so we're going to rotate the thing so the pen orients that way. That's the easiest way to And the center of the pen should be, how do you hold a pen? I don't. Hey Google, how to hold a pen. We're actually looking for illustrations. So we're just gonna go with something similar to this. WikiHow, let's see if this has a bunch of pencil. So I kind of want the center to be right about there. That pencil I think is a little bit longer than my pen. We might readjust the center later, but for right now, let's just select everything. I think I might put the center right about in here for now. So we'll rotate that like so. Come over here, and I'm just going to move that like so. So I think that's good for that. Let me export this a couple of times. We'll get it in the DAS. We'll make a, actually, let's do EU 10, and then Shift D, and this is going to be point extended. So when you do it with a pen, this comes in a little bit, and then this is going to come out for the point extended. So let's pop out here. Control L on that. Actually, we can just kind of select you by, what's going on with this? You know, it's too, so let's just make sure we don't have anything selected. Select plunger, select that, and we'll move that in just a little bit as if it has been clicked just a bit. Or do those? No, they they kind of stay the same, don't they? Now that I think about it. Yeah, so we don't need to move that. We only need to extend the tip out, right? Point. Select. I will remember how a pen works someday. And we just want that to pop out like so. And I think that's going to be good. And actually, you know, I'm thinking this will be the default, and then we'll just have retract. So this will just be point retracted. And this is just going to become pen. And then we'll just export pen. Let's see how this looks. MPC server. I'm in the template folder. We don't want to be there. We want to be over here into the whip. Server pen. Here we'll turn on our DAS presets, which basically is selected only, and these other things which aren't as important as that. Export the pen. Let's activate DAS. There we go. Let's import our pen. We'll do Genesis 8 first. We'll make, I don't think I'm going to get to texturing the pen today, but we'll see. Because I want to do we need to do a menu pad, right? Guest check menu pad. Let's import. Let's sort by dates of the pen. Yeah, that didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Server pen, there you are. I think that's about right. Cancel that. I'm going to put that over here and we'll take a look at how that's looking. You know what? I think that's about right. All right, let's do a little bit of rigging. We're getting some stress in here. I might have to add some extra geometry, but I think if we, here, let's get my, let's check and make sure my surfaces look good. So those are fine. Let's apply the generic base shader on there. So I'm getting some real stress in here from those really long, thin, but I think if we maybe adjust the angle a bit, we can fix that to a certain extent. You know what? That's fine. We're going to do a little bit of joint editing because we're going to put the center here because right now, I don't know, Daz has just kind of decided that somewhere in the middle on the bottom should be the origin point, and that's not where I actually want it. So tool setup, I actually want it to be at 0. I went to all the trouble to put my pen 0 with that there. And then you can come. I'm also going to set the end point. Not that it makes any difference. It just looks like I was paying attention to what I was doing. I think I am going to add a little bit more geometry into here. Just because I got this big long cylinder piece in here. Now that I'm thinking about it. And then if I do it to pen, I'm going to make sure to do the same thing to extended. So let's come in here. Let's do that. Let's say 9 maybe. Let's come over here. Go in. Say 9. So they should still be the same, right? We export this. Oops. Reload here. I did something wrong. Let's try this again. I don't think I had it. I don't think I had pen selected. That might have been my problem. Let's try this. Yeah, it looks a bit better. I'm still getting real stress in here, but we can fix that. So we'll adjust the angle. Let's smooth stuff out a little bit. Nice. And also, now we're just going to refix our rigging. Probably good enough. Can't just pull that out over there for the heck of it. Why is my pen not? Dang it. Ah, why are you off? Cancel that. That was the wrong button. There's the right button. All right, I think we're better now. Once again, we'll set that angle. Kind of smooth it out a little. All right, then we reset these. Is good. Let's right click and is it edit memorize? Where's the other? Is memorize the rigging. There we go. Now let's make sure my ever so subtle morph works. So I'm gonna pop back in here. Turn you off, turn you on. Export that. Call you point extended. Pop back over into here and load that in as a morph target. It said success. Oh, you know, I wanted the point extended to be the base pen, didn't I? Duh. All right. We can fix that. There we go. Is it Control F? Control Shift F? Are you not did you get memorized or something? All right, let's update the base geometry with that point extended. And then what I'm going to do is, you know what, we'll just delete this. So we'll go pop into edit mode real fast. Click on that and just delete selected property. Now we'll load in the original pen as a point retracted as a morph target. That one right there. That worked. We'll rename that. I should have named it when I started. And what do I want to call you? Actor? Let's do this. So, point retracted. We'll name that. I haven't saved it yet, so I can still get away with renaming that. Control V. That. Let's put it into a path that's not as horribly ugly as that. Let's just say adjustments, or yeah, I'll call you an add adjustment. We'll do that. There we go. All right, at some point we'll add colors and things to this, but for right now, let's go ahead and save this as a figure prop asset. And here, I'll just stick it right here, MVP server pen. And you are part of the MVP server outfit, and you're just a prop. And we'll accept that. And I think this is good. The tricky part, of course, is really posing these hands. So we'll try that. I hate posing. It's always tedious. So we're going to just bring the thumb down. And out. Let's just make sure here. I'm going to take the hand and we'll just expand that all out. I'm just going to grab all three of those. We'll work out of the posing here. Why do I not see... Oh, there we go, editor. How did I end up in presets? So I think we're just going to take you a little like that. Maybe bend you around like that. Okay, let's take this finger and add some bend to it and try to figure out how to get these two to come together. It's the carpal. Do I need to bend the carpal a little bit? Maybe we'll bend the carpal just a little bit on that. Then grab these three and then just kind of bend them around. And so the tricky part is to get that thumb and that forefinger to come together. So you need to be, so it's going to come in through, you need to be straightened out a little bit because we're going to have our pen come through here. And you need to come onto the top. Do I have anything to write with on my desk? You know, the way I hold it. And then I just got to get that other finger under here and then roll the other two. And we're going to kind of try to do that. And that's the reason why I used to have really bad calluses right there. You need to store a pose when you get it right. Exactly. Yes, we definitely say that. And the pose definitely will come with the outfit. Don't you just hate it when you get a prop, you get a set of props and they go in the hands, but you don't have poses to use the hands. That stuff is nearly useless to me because I'm not going to spend 2 hours posing a hand. I'm sorry. I'm at that point where it honestly would took me less time to make the prop than to make the pose. And then these, I think, it's going to come around like that. And that's going to wrap in like so. That went too far. Also, I need to like tighten everything up. So I'll get some side to side. If you get a pose from somewhere else, there's always that when you get a pose from somewhere else. But with a hand pose, I don't know. I don't want to be mucking around with hand poses. I'm just that lazy. I'm gonna move that carpal side to side. Actually, let's take this one. Let's bring you down closer to here. Let's take that and go as far over as we can. That's as far as that goes. That, I can close in on that a little bit better. Okay, so that pinky is wrapped in just a little too much because it's actually punched in. So we're just going to pull that back a little bit. And maybe, actually, where's that pinky right there? Can I side to side you a little bit more like that? And maybe side to side you over a little like so. And maybe roll you a little bit. I'm going to pull the pinky out actually. So in my case, here, we'll do, so I'm kind of happy with this. So that's going to be my base, and then we'll take the pen and roll it through here. Then we'll line up these on that. Yo, Tesno Pesno. Thank you for that lurk, man. It's good to see you. Always a pleasure to see Tesno Pesno. I'm going to pull you guys out a little bit, kind of like so. And then we'll just tweak these. And then I'm going to see if I can just close that up a little bit more human-like. I think I'm in the ballpark on that. Hey, thanks, Art, for the shout out for the awesome sauce that is Tesno Pesno. All right, let's get a pen in here. And then this is the hard part right here. Once I get this done, I can actually use this pose on Genesis 9 to a degree. And then we can just mirror this to the other side. And this pen in this neutral position is easy to mirror over. So we're going to bring you up over here. Going to zoom in. I'm just going to put that rotation point right there. Right about there, maybe. Kind of like that. And you know what? I'm using the universal, so it's kind of aligning with my pen. I'm going to pick up my pen again. Okay, actually, I want it. Actually, I want it kind of right up in here. I'm probably going to slide that out a little bit. Maybe I should move the center of origin back. We are going to rotate that so that this cap. Yeah, actually, can I move that right now, or is that going to be really awkward? Is this going to be awkward? I'm going to copy this. Control E that. And maybe try to put my center point back into here. We'll try that. Can I just memorize you now? And then Control V and go back. And we'll just, there we go. I like that better. Oh, my center point's all the way over there. Bring you in about here. I'm going to rotate that so that that clip isn't on the hand like that. That's kind of good. Okay, so let's get this on here. I kind of have my center of axis working kind of based on local for the pen. So that's kind of handy. let's rotate you a little bit more like this. So that's going to go right through there. I think maybe I'm just going to bring you back a little bit like so. And maybe we'll slide you over a bit. I think that's good. Now we just have to get the thumb and the other finger on here. And I think that gets me, for my hand, that's pretty close. So I'm just going to come in here and rotate that. All right, let's grab that carpal. Let's side to side you a little bit further, and then maybe a little bit of side to side on there. I'm just going to bend you back a little bit because you're going to be pushing on the pen actually. Maybe not that much. That looks a little, I mean, granted, that's probably the way a lot of fingers do it. Not my fingers anymore. My fingers don't bend like that. They haven't been like that in a couple of years. Maybe a decade. You know, your fingers start bending in different shapes as you get older. It's a little annoying. Can I twist you? I can't twist you. I can twist you just a little bit like that. And then let's see if I can get this thumb on here a little bit better. So I can twist the thumb. I'm not getting this quite right. And it's just, does everything, do I just need to pull everything out over this way further? Maybe that's what I need to do. Where's my, so maybe pen angle has to be through here. That's working a little bit better. All right. That I can't get in, but I can twist you in a little. And then we can, I want to just maybe bend you in. I'm pretty close to what I wanted. I think I'm going to go with that. And the way you normally would write it is you'd probably bend the wrist too. Oops. So we parent the pen to the wrist, to the hand. Dun, dun, dun. And if I just bend the hand, I guess something like that. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Pretty close. I don't know. All right. I'm going to do a Shift D on that because I'm going to read. Do I have another pen in here somewhere? What are you? You're a. Oh, you're a. You were a bad. You were a bad thing. Control D that. I'm going to unparent that pen. And then we're going to reset that. And I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to resave this as a figure prop asset. Right there. Because this is the one that's got the adjusted center on it. Looks good. Okay. Now what I can do is, I'm going to say this is a pose, but I'm also going to say this is a wearable with a pose. And then we'll do it for the other side. So here, we'll select this first. Let's come over here. I am in the Genesis 8, so let's do click pose preset. There we go. MP servant pen. R and pose. Let's do that. And here we'll check only all modified. So ideally, actually, I'm just going to uncheck everything. And we're just going to check everything from all the fingers in the hand. I think we'll do that. So we're just going to come down through here. Abdomen, down to abdomen, upper chest. Right collar, shoulder, forearm, right hand, thumb, carpal, carpal. And I don't need any of these, and I was careful not to use any pose controls for those. So I can just save all of this. Should be good. I'm going to accept that. We're going to do a quick test. I should say this is a hierarchical pose, actually. We'll do that. There's a way I can do that. Here, we'll do this. We'll select all of those. Click right here, hierarchical pose preset. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to overwrite what I just did. Because this will also pose the pen and the hand at the same time. And you are blank, even though I've got shit selected. Why is that? Check only, scene selected. I don't like you. I'm worried. That box isn't. It is the parent. It is parented to the right hand. Yes. This box isn't supposed to be blank like that. I'm probably doing something wrong. I'm not going to overwrite what I just saved because I went to all that trouble, right? We're going to make like a V2 or something. Hierarchical pose preset. I'm going to choose that, and we're going to say V2 just so I don't accidentally cry. Save that. Yeah, I'm not getting anything in here. Check only, scene selected, accept that. That's probably not going to do anything, though. Do I have to just select you? Hierarchical pose preset. Is my hierarchical pose preset broke. Broke. See, it didn't save anything. See, now I got stuff selected. You know what? I'm just going to manually select everything. Uncheck all. Expand from hip. We are looking for what? The right hand? There it is. So I'm just going to manually select everything. Can I just select? No, that would be too easy. You know, I'm just going to select. This is a little tedious, but it's not that bad. Okay, accept that. Alrighty. I'm going to test something. We're going to be bold here. I'm going to say Control E and Control Shift F. And now we're just going to apply our wonder pose. There we go. So it made sure to pose the pen and the hand at the same time. All right, so that pose worked. I'm going to also save the pen actually as a wearable preset. So we'll do that. And we'll also save it with the pose. So we're going to select you and save as a wearable preset. So one is just a pose, and this actually will load the pen and pose the hands. So if you get the hand unposed, you could just repose it, or the pen repose it back. And I'm just going to say server pen our hand, right hand. There we go. Save that. Should be good. All right, and then I'm going to come over here into pose. And yep, include pose. I'm going to check that off, and we're going to go down and select all the finger parts on the right hand. It's a little tease, but this I could say modifieds, but if some of these aren't modified, they won't reset. And then can I just say, and then I can just click these and it gets all the there we go. And you know what? I'm going to click on general and pose controls. If somebody's using a pose control, hopefully that'll reset it. And then accept that. I think that should be good. Now it's thinking. I did save I did, okay. All right, let's test this. We'll delete the pen. Nope, that was not the pen. That's the pen. Reset the figure. Server pen, our hand. There we go. That is a wearable preset. There we go. Yay! Now let's do it for the other side. So Shift Y. We're going to swap right and left. I'm going to parent this to the left hand. Oh, you know what I should have done is I should have memorized this first. We'll do that and resave it as a wearable preset. Then we're going to come over here and fix some of this stuff. So X goes over there. And then we have to change the Y and the Z rotations. The X rotation's fine. Y rotation should be like that, I think. The rotation should be maybe that. There we go. And then we just save this out as a wearable preset. This time, Chris is going to remember to memorize it. There, we've memorized the pen. That way, if we try to restore it, it stays in place. And then I'm going to just save this. We're going to save this as a hierarchical pose preset. And we'll also save as a wearable preset with a left-handed pen. So we'll do the wearable first. Wearable preset. Server pen. L. And you know what I need to do? I need to see G8 female. We'll do that. We'll add that to the other one too. Save that. Looks good. Let's come over here and include the pose with it. Make our way down to the hand. To the left hand this time. And I just want to get all of the stuff under. Actually, I don't want general, do I? I'll have to resave the other one. I have to resave the other one anyhow because I got to memorize it again. Okay, should be good. It's saving. It's saving. It's saving. I will have to resave these too when I get materials on them. And then I'm going to see if we can get this to work. So, you know what I don't really need anymore is I don't need this file. So I'm going to cut it and hide it out over here. And there was that pose. So I don't need that because this H pose works. So we're going to get rid of this. Did I not delete you? Did I not say delete and say yes? I guess I didn't say yes. Let's rename you. Right hand pose. G8 female. Looking good. Server pen, our hand. Server pen. Oh yeah, we gotta rename that. G8 female. There we go. And then I need to save an H pose for this setup here. So hierarchical pose preset. It's going to be like that, except we're going to say L hand. Excellent. Let's turn you off and let's go. Actually, here, we'll uncheck everything, right? It's the way we want to roll. And we're on the left side today. And I'm just going to, can I just expand from here and just make sure we have all of these selected? I've never quite understood what happens here. It is selected though. It's like I click in the wrong spot and this suddenly grays out. And I'm not entirely, as long as I use this program, I haven't actually bothered. See, I did it again. So I think I'm good. So I got all the parts that I want to save and we'll accept that. And that should be good. And we're going to resave this hand. So I'm just going to reload in that pen. And then resave that. Actually, I went to all that trouble. I got to remember to memorize it this time. Memorize that pen. Now we resave as a wearable preset. At the rate I'm going, we're only going to get the pen done. We're also going to set this up for Genesis 9. It goes easier because I can use most of this pose over again. Did that not? Oh, I have to select you. I thought I had you selected. I'm doing the right hand. Server pen, right hand, G8F. There we go. I have to put so much crap in these names. Yeah, let's replace that. Are you not? Yeah, you're the right. We're going to save this pen right here. That's right. You're the one in the right hand. And we want to save the pose, but just the right side right now. We're going to go down the right side. And can I just click all of these? Yeah, that's right. That's good. And I also had that clicked last time. I didn't want it clicked, so there we go. All right, we set up a pen for a hand. Yay. I'm going to hide this. I'm pretty sure it's working. Let's see how this works with Genesis. The H poses won't work, but I think the wearables will to a certain degree. Let's try. No, that did it. Okay, I do want to save the hand pose, don't I? Can I use Genesis 9? Apply that. Didn't do the pose. Let's come over here. Let's save that as a pose preset. O2. I've got some garbage in here. Check only all modifieds. I think I can get away with it on this one. Accept that. All right, select you. If I do that, that doesn't work. Where's the pose converter thingy? Are you my pose converter thingy? Or is that this thing? Yeah, I think you're the one. There we go. Pretty freaking close. Let's just get that pen lined back up. Center of the pen. Gonna come somewhere in here. All right, so we need to just tweak that just a little bit. Yes, there will be a... Did you not just see me save a left-handed option, Art? There is a left-handed option that we just saved. Of course there's a left-handed option. What kind of evil bastard do you think I am? Do I look like the guy that says, "Suck it, Southpaw"? I guess I do. I could be that guy. All right, we're getting there. I gotta maybe slide this over a little bit. You thought I was being sarcastic? I am being sarcastic. Oh, so we can do an Andrea option. Is that what you're saying? You know what? I think that looks good. I think my pen. I'm gonna move that out just a little bit, Henry. Because when I do that, I'm not gonna have to tweak. tweak this down a little bit. Or do I? Are you fine? You know what? That's looking good to me. I think that's going to be good. Let's put this in that right hand before I forget. There we go. Okay, let's save this as a wearable preset for Genesis 9. So let's pop over here to the Genesis 9 stuff. Right in here. And I already have the hand posed, so I just have to move the pen. So we're going to do right hand pen. And actually, I'm going to memorize this pen location first. Boom. Click. Wearable preset. Oops. Select you. Wearable preset. MP server. Pen R hand. Do that. We're not going to save those eyes. We want to save the pose, but just the part I want. So this is for the right hand, so we're going to go down the right side. That's the left side. I said we're not going to go, we're going down the right side. And I think we're just going to click on all of this stuff. Do here. I have no idea what that hand anchor is for, but we have it checked, so we're good. And then I'm going to accept that. Then we're going to just pop the pen over to the other side. Excellent. Okay, so let's find that left hand. There it is. There's the left hand. So we're going to take our pen and move it over to the left hand. And then we're going to just do some mirroring options. There's like 3 things we have to change to mirror it. 1, we're going to move our X translation over to the other side. There we go. And then we have to adjust the Y rotation. So that needs to become negative. And then we adjust our Z rotation. See, that says it's a negative number, so that needs to become positive. There we go. Looking good. Let's memorize the pen. Let's save that as a wearable preset. Now with these done, saving the hierarchical presets is easy. So I think I'm going to set this up to just texture real quick in Substance Painter, and then we'll probably call it a night. And we have made and set up a pen input in DAZ Studio. So my servers now have pens. Next, I still need to make those guest ticket pads. If I may do that before Thursday, but if I don't, we'll do it on Thursday. But I'm thinking we'll probably work on something else Thursday. Yeah, here, we got to save that, right? All that work, I should probably save it. So let's do that. Wearable preset. Pen, left hand. G9. Save that. Okay, let's not save those eyes. But we do want to save the pose. Okay, we're going down the left side this time. And I'm just going to check everything but general here. And save that. Oh, you have surgery on Thursday? Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I hope it fixes what you needed fixed. So good luck with the surgery. All right, I'm going to see what I have here in... Where's my blender? Blender. Oh no, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to UV map this puppy, didn't I? That's okay, we can fix it. We have the technology. What are you? Did I not put a seam right in here? And a seam right in here? So why are you think you're stuck? What is going on? Oh, I know. I need a seam. I probably need a seam right in. No, I have a seam in here. What the hell? What the farfignugan? I feel like I've got a micro seam or something that I'm missing. Yeah, what is... There we go. I just have to update the UV mapping now on the pen that we saved. And hopefully I don't have to redo everything. All right, let's go back over to layout. Which pen? Pen extended. Okay, I did fix pen extended. So let's F6 that. I am totally in the, no, I'm in the right spot. Let's call you pen UVs. Actually, let's put you in the substance. We'll do that. And I'm going to call you pen IDs. Export that. Let's do this again. NM. No materials. Let me see if I can easily update this. I think I can. I think if I get rid of this and we come over here and I load that in and I select that and we update the geometry with what I just made. This one right here. All right, that worked. And then we put that angle on here. Then I'm just going to resave you back out over. Where are you sitting at? Are you sitting? I'm putting, yeah, so overwrite that there. Say, yeah, yes. Accept that. Let's go take a look at our UVs just to see if that updated. So there's the good UVs. So now let me see if my wearables picked that up or not. Otherwise, I just gotta swap this in for all the wearable pens and resave that stuff. Let's reset you. And let's go back to here and here. Yay. I'm going to select that pen. Did I not select my pen? I did. Did I lose all my faces? It got confused. I broke it. That's okay. We can fix it. We can fix it. We have the technology. We can control C this, right? I can take this and I can parent it to the same hand right there. I can control V. We can delete that. And then we can resave the wearable preset. And I'll worry about texturing later. So that's the right hand one. Oops. Save the pen and get the pose. So we're going to finish we'll fix the other one and then we'll call it a night. Actually, I'm going to fix the other ones off stream. We're going to raid out here in a couple minutes here. What do I need? I need to do over here. This is the right hand. This is the right hand. There we go. And I want to do the thumb. That, not that, but this. Should be good. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and get this one done. So that thing is broken. And then I'm going to take you and move you over to the left hand. And put that there and memorize it. Select you and then resave. For the left hand. Not that. Do the pose. This time we're going down the left side, right? I'm going the wrong way. I'm going down the wrong body part. I'm going down the spine a little ways. Then we do the left shoulder. There's the hand, and I just want the subcomponents of the hand. And accept that. All right, this is where we're going to stop for the night. So I think I have to reload the morph target. I think I probably lost that, right? No, I didn't. Morph target still works. Yay. Pen. Point. Retract. Click. DJ Ray in the house, baby. How you doing, Ray? Here, let's select that and let's hit E. And it looks good. I made a pen. I stuck it in a hand. That took me 2 hours. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. All good. Save. We are all saved. Okay, we're ready to call it a night. Let's find somebody cool to hang out with. I know our magic friend is probably on, but I like to rate him on Saturdays. Just Josh Uwu is on. Maybe we'll go over and say hi to Josh. And we're just going to see Infozar is doing the magic thing. How many people does Josh have? 64 people. Oh my gosh. That's scary. I don't know if I want Zyra Stana's on. I'm scrolling down. Oh, Ike's on. She's just says just chatting. What is she doing? I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks. Maybe we'll just go over and hang out with her. She's testing makeup for cosplay. So let's go over and say hi to Ike. Ike's World. She's a marvelous. She does cosplay, and she does a lot of really cool illustration. So let's do that tonight. Yeah, so thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I will be back Thursday at 7 p.m. I'm not entirely sure what we'll be doing then. You know, it's going to be something with Daz. I'm thinking it might be the maid costume, but we'll see. Hopefully, I will get a lot of good progress done on this maid outfit. Anyhow, let's do this. Hey, I have a Discord. Feel free to join if you haven't already. There you go. Hey, I sell stuff at Daz. If you're into Daz, feel free to pick up my stuff. And also, hey, Art, it was good to see you. Good luck with the surgery on Thursday, man. And with that, let's hey, if there's anybody over on YouTube, thank you. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. And if you're on Twitch, feel free to join the raid. We have raid calls. If you're not a subscriber, you can use that one. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call there. And let's do this /raid. I have to copy and paste her name. Control C, Control V. There we go. And thank you all for being here. Is my raid started somewhere? Yeah, my raid is started over there. I want to copy my raid call here. Oops, it didn't copy. That copied. Alrighty, I appreciate everybody being here. And hasta la vista, baby.